A pleasant day, everyone. We are Group 2 and we are going to discuss the scientific revolution. What is scientific revolution? It is the emergence of modern science during the early modern period. It encompasses the developments in mathematics, physics, biology, chemistry, and astronomy. Here is a timeline of scientific revolution to summarize the important or notable stages in this revolution. The first one is the Copernican Revolution in 1543. Following is the Darwinian Revolution in 1859. The third one is Freudian Revolution in 1897, and lastly was the Information Revolution in the 1940s. Take note that Information Revolution took place way earlier, but here we are referring to the Information Revolution in the 1940s. We are going to tackle this further later on.
Copernican Revolution. Nicholas Copernicus was a Polish astronomer known as the father of modern astronomy. He proposed the heliocentric theory. This discovery shattered the geocentric theory, the thought that the Earth was the center of the universe and everything revolved around it. He negated Ptolemy and Aristotle. His model suggested that the Earth is equal to the other planets and they all are revolve around the sun. Here is the heliocentric model and geocentric model. Next, the Darwinian Revolution. Charles Darwin was a British naturalist and biologist known for his work, Origin of Species and Descent of Man, discussed his idea on the evolution of species and mankind. Today, Charles Darwin is recognized as the pioneer of the field evolutionary biology. And from this, Charles Darwin changed how society viewed humanity. And last, the Freudian Revolution. Sigmund Freud was an Austrian neurologist and the founder of psychoanalysis, a clinical method for treating psychopathology through dialogue between a patient and a psychoanalysis. He was credited for psychoanalysis, theory of psychosexual and development, dream interpretation, and ID, ego, and superego. Perhaps Freud's most important contribution to the field of psychology was the development of talk therapy as an approach to treating mental health problems. And also he said that the human have subconscious and unconscious mind, which may control emotion, drives, and behaviors.
Going to the information revolution, it is actually divided into four. The first one is the invention of writing, which happened around 5 or 6,000 years ago in Mesopotamia. The second one is the invention of books in China around 1300 BC. The third one is the Gutenberg invention of the printing press and movable type between 1450 and 1455 in Germany. And lastly was the invention of computers, storage devices, communication networks, internet in the 1940s, which paved the way to the technology that we have today.
As we have said, in European history, the term scientific revolution refers to the period between Copernicus and Newton, but the chronological period varied dramatically over the last 50 years. The broadest period acknowledged usually runs from Nikola Copernicus and to Isaac Newton. Some historians have cut this back, claiming that it properly extends only to publication of Newton's Principia or to his optics. The Newton's Principia, ito yung formulate ng laws of motion and universal gravitation noong 1687, while the optics, it is a study of the nature of light and color and some various phenomena of diffraction na pinangalanan ni Newton as inflection of light noong 1704. The scientific revolution was a period of intense debate between science and religion. Dahil nga, majority of the European population was uneducated. Tapos, little schooling na accessible lang sa kanila ay pinamumunuan pa ng mga Roman Catholic Church. So their scientific teachings were heavily influenced by biblical theory and ang science nila ay pinaprovide ng mga ancient Greeks. For example, the geocentric system, which was accepted by Greek philosophers such as Aristotle and Ptolemy. They argued that the Earth was at the center of the universe and that the sun, moons, stars, and other known planets are all orbited in Earth. Tapos sa Bible naman, ini-state dito na ang sun and moon were perfect in form kasi they had been created by God's image. So this idea was debunked by Italian philosopher named Galileo, who built a telescope para i-examine yung mga sunspots and craters of the moon. So this debate continued long after such period in European history. Nang si Charles Darwin naman ay mag-release ng book on the origins of species noong 1859. Tapos it sparked debate between the concepts of the concepts of evolution and creationism. So that's it. Thank you all.